Okay. Oh my god, that tune is going to stay in my head all day. Oh, sorry. Good morning. Have you ever like had pattern pieces to a pattern that's been like laying around your machine and you're like, dude, I need to put them all together before I accidentally sweep one, step on one, tear it? I'm notorious for not having all my pattern pieces together. And these are like the baskets I put like when I'm cutting out a pattern, I'll put like all my pattern and my interface pieces in here. And I'll put like hardware and like webbing or whatever I need in here. So that way I know I have everything in one place, because if you watch the earlier videos of That's So Nova, oh, I'm so discombobulated. It is like hilarious. Like I'm forever searching for stuff. So I started putting like crates together so I could put on places next to me so that way I have everything. Because your girl loses, I would lose my head if it wasn't attached to my body. That's facts. Good morning, Nikki. Good morning, Liz. What up, Io? Good morning, Meryl. Hey, Brittany. Yeah. Okay. I have a story time. It's not real, but it was a dream. And I gotta say it because if this happens, maybe I'm like, maybe I maybe I can see in the future. I mean, some of the things is very dream related. One of some of them, if you've been a long time follower, you're gonna know exactly the spirit animal that's trying to kill me all the time. All right. So I've been going to bed early because I've been doing like yoga and doing things so that way I'm not the fat person on the plane that you don't want to sit next to. You know what I know. You know what I mean. There, when you're the bigger plus size person that's on an airplane and someone that's kind of fit or that is slimmer or skinny and they sit by you, whether you're in the window or the aisle, they look at you like, I don't want to sit by her, especially if it's a longer than 3-hour flight. And rightfully so, because you're going to take up a little bit more room. Your arms are going to be touching, and they pack us in that airplane like freaking tuna fish cans. So I'm working out just for that aspect. Yeah, you heard me. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have any. I'm not diabetic. I don't have any of these diseases. I'm actually relatively healthy minus the neural stuff and the sinuses stuff, which you could probably hear the sinus stuff in my voice. Um, I have chronic sinusitis and I've been diagnosed with cluster headaches and migraines. I can't do anything with that. Um, but they're trying to make a girl take Botox, and I'm afraid of Botox because there's a lot of bad side effects. And the other doctor, that it's two doctors that work there, that's their practice, he's like, no. And he's like old. Dr. Baptist, shout out to Dr. Baptist if you're in Maryland. Um, he's like that old school doctor. Like when you go, he's like, roll up your arm. I'm gonna push down, hold it as tight as possible. Stand up, lift your knees, do your thing. This. I'm like, I love him. I love him because these are like exercises I remember like my mom or my dad having to do when they had to do their checkup. There was four of us, so we weren't really left alone. We always had to tag along with whatever they did. so, um, so, like, especially we were split up, like, 2 with my mom and 2 with our dad. So, I like the fact that he does that. He does manual blood pressure and everything because he doesn't trust the machine. Because he said sometimes people go in panic mode as the pressure cuff gets tighter and tighter, and when you do it manually, it doesn't get as tight as it needs to be, and he feels that you get a better reading, and he's actually right. My blood pressure, as soon as they do a cuff, the pain is so much that I kinda start, like, literally panicking. I'd rather have a kid than have a blood pressure cuff on me manually. I don't know why it's so painful, but it's excruciating for me, and maybe I'm a big baby, I don't know. I can handle a lot of stuff, like getting my fingers sewed, like, but that blood pressure cuff, man, I'm like, "God, please don't do it." So, anywho, I'm going to bed a little bit earlier than normal, so, like, my husband, she's like, "Don't do it." It didn't work. So, like, my husband was like, "Hey, Shanova," again, around 8 o'clock. He's like, "Do you want a salad?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I want a salad. Can you put some chicken on it?" And da 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 da. I want like oil and vinegar vinaigrette salad, not too much, just like salt and pepper. And he's sitting here being Kendall. Kendall treats me like a queen. I have no complaints. But then I guess again, my son comes up to try to give me the meal, and guess what? I'm knocked the heck out. And he's like, "Daddy, mom's asleep." So my husband, he knows that when I'm in work mode for the conventions, I barely eat because all I keep thinking is I have to pump out bags. I need to do my orders, and there's like hardly time. Everyone's just surprised I have this for my water because it's a Stanley. Anywho, because it has like tons of ice and it stays cold all day. So I don't mind drinking out of it. So um I'll have my water, and then, I'll grab an apple or something that I can eat really quick, and then one of the puppies comes down to eat the apple cord. They're not puppies, but you know how I feel about my puppies. They're puppies. Um, so, anywho, I fell back to sleep after I ate the salad. I ate half of it and put it up and put the other half in the fridge or whatever, and I fell asleep. Alright, so picture it. No, I was gonna be like, I was gonna do, I was gonna do it, Golden Girl style, but no. So I'm asleep. I'm in the Super Bowl, and I'm looking at this as my perspective. So, because 'cause I'm looking at my hands and I'm looking at everything, so I'm in the actual dream. So Kendrick Lamar is rapping, and he has, like, SZA out, he has her, like, he's collaborated with a lot of female artists. He also has collaborated with your girl Swift for Bad Blood. So he calls her out, and everybody's going wild. Everybody's going wild. She's singing Bad Blood. And then all of a sudden, when he's about to sing his rap part and he does the first line, he starts rapping Bruno Mars, I Think I Want to Marry You. Oh boy, during the halftime show, instead of being in the locker with his teammates, comes out and presents her with the ring. She starts freaking out, the whole stadium is freaking out, and she says, "Yes." Then they pan over because you know they have, like, pan cams. Why is Jake Gyllenhaal and Drake crying in a red scarf? And I'm, like, sitting here dying laughing in my dream, and all of a sudden, as I'm laughing, guess what comes and kills me? Apparently, this orca doesn't just follow me in the water, he follows me everywhere in my dream, and that's how it ends. So I thought. So, I guess I'm dreaming, and then Kendall's like, "Wake up, wake babe, you wake up. Babe, you wake up, you're having a dream." And then I wake up and I turn around and he's like, "Be humble. Sit down. My left stroke just went viral." And I was like, "Oh, shit." And it was a dream. It was a dream within a dream. That was my dream last night. So here's my thing. If oh boy proposes to her, just remember, Shanova dreamt this, okay? If Kendrick Lamar has her on the stadium, they did it. I have a feeling that he's not really gonna, I don't know, I have this weird feeling he's gonna bring out all the women he's collabed with. He already has SZA there. But I have this weird feeling. In my dream, that was it. Yeah, it was really weird. Let's see. Okay, you're like manifesting. Manifest that orca, man. I'm telling you, it does not want me to set foot in water. I promise you. And the thing is that it was walking with its fins, like, I don't know. I recognize him from his beady little eyes every single time, though. But yeah, that was my dream. So, my little ADH dreams are pretty vivid. Most of the time I dream nothing, but when I dream, it's really big. But the funniest part was, why was Jake Gyllenhaal and Drake sitting close together, wrapped in a red scarf, crying? I could, like, in my dream, I was laughing. So that was my dream. So I'm just saying. Okay. So yeah. That was, good morning. That was my dream. So, yeah, that's how I felt last night. So yesterday I was trying to make the, Gabarella, but I have a temporary tablet because my computer is still with the, people that are trying to fix it. They thought it was a motherboard. They ordered the parts. It's not the motherboard board. They thought it was another part to it. They ordered it. It's not that. So they're trying one more part, and if they can't fix it, then AT&T will buy a computer that is the same as mine and give it to me. If you guys are not aware, AT&T has this thing where it's electronics. Anything that's electronics in your house, you pay like a co-payment. Like, so if your TV goes out, you call them and be like, dude, my 55-inch went out. And they'll be like, hey, you need to take it to XYZ or Best Buy and you need to pay the co-payment. If Best Buy can't fix it, they tell AT&T, and then AT&T will try to buy you the same one or something that's similar to it. It is, I don't, Kendall told me it's like $7 a month. So if you guys have AT&T, you might want to look into that because it's something that we have used often. Like when Hope lost her when like Hope lost one of her earbuds, it was part you were able to file a claim on it. And they gave her earbuds. It takes a long time. I'm not gonna lie, it's like 6 weeks. It's been like 5 weeks without my damn computer and I'm losing my mind. Like I use my computer for everything, for like laser cutting, for embroidery, for designing, like everything. I use it for everything. And not to mention my downtime Sims gaming. And I'm like, so I have like this Chromebook and like you need to like update it every single day and like it needed a massive update. So I didn't get a chance to print out Brittany's Emporium. And she went like above and beyond to try to help me because apparently your girl could not find the link to the pattern. So she helped me out. She got it to me. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to print out this pattern. I'm going to do it. No, because the Chromebook has been updating since last night. And they're like, the kids are like, yeah, that's normal with the Chromebooks because they have Chromebooks at school too. And I'm just like, this is very, this is very frustrating. Good morning. Oh, thank you. So what I made instead is my trying true. You guys know I love Joy from Georgia Girl Stitches. She is just she not only does she have really great like product from leather to hardware to really cool zipper pulls. My favorite antique zipper pulls come from her. She has bomb webbing and she ships fast. Like she ships freakishly fast, kind of like Emmeline bags. I don't know how they do it, but she's really personable. And if you've been a viewer for me for some quite time, you know I've done like almost every single one of her videos. I did a video for her bags. So yesterday I was like, you know what? I have to make something that I can make quickly and make me feel good. So I did the cami. So the cami bag looks like this, and it has this is perfect if you want to dabble with leather, but you don't have a machine to sew on it, or even if you do and you just are afraid to do it. So this is all like that's wax canvas and that's cotton, and then you cut out leather pieces and you don't sew them. You punch the holes and you have leather accents here, here, and where the connectors are. Then you do a small leather accent on the webbing, and it looks really chic. Every single time I make this bag and I put it in um, one of my conventions, they sell. It's a very niche thing. Like you guys know, I put pattern designers into groups. So Georgia Girl Stitch goes into my organic group, and my organic group is Georgia Girl Stitch, Noodlehead, Country Cow, and there's someone else, and I cannot put my finger on it right now. They have like very organic patterns, and they really focus like on wax canvas, leather, and just like no vinyl. They have, and then their pattern writing's kind of similar in a weird way. Not like copying, but like how to put things together and how they do their diagrams and whatever. It's a very organic pattern, a very organic piece, and it's just something that I love because like whenever you need a palette refresher, you go to these designers, you feel super good that you made this bag, and it just what? So I made mines from a Doctor Who. So I used cork. This is leather. And then this is if you guys haven't watched Doctor Who, this is the one, the Starry Night one, the Van Gogh. If you don't watch Doctor Who, watch that Doctor, 12th Doctor with Matthew Smith. He's my favorite. Shwing Doctor. Um, I recommend you watching the Angels episode and this. The Van Gogh episodes literally made me cry. Every time I watch it, I cry. So the yellow is cork, and I put two pockets. Now in the pattern it only says two. I decided to bring it to the back and put an additional two. And then as you can see in the side features, I put rings and then special touches because it's a Doctor Who bag. I did this. I changed this up because this is supposed to be a continuous zipper and a tail on the end. I wanted something a little bit different. So I put tabs on each side. And then when you open it up, you have your zipper pocket, which again has a Doctor Who pull in there. And then you have another double pocket. So see how the leather washers are on the back? So it's really secure. And if you're wanting to play around with leather, but you know you can't sew, this is a really good pattern. She gives you all the information on how you cut out the leather, the whole 9 yards. And if she's like, hey, if you're vegan, this is how you would cut out vinyl or cork or something like that to make these straps. So it is very detailed. She also has a group, and you check it out and you can see other people's camis. I do a little tweaking with my camis every time, but this particular pattern sells really well for me at all kinds of conventions because people like to have a bag that sometimes is not too big and not too small, and this is Goldilocks size. It's just right. Let me see if I can get the measurements. So yes, it's 12.5 inches wide, 9.5 inches across the top wide. It's 3.5 inches depth and it's 9 inches tall. It's not big. It's not big. It's like perfect a perfect size. So I absolutely love this. Last thing, yeah, last thing I'm not going to tell you the Angels episode every single time. It gets to me, and I know it's like going to be a jump scare. And every time I'm like, dude, Amy, why did you? So yeah, I love that one, and the Van Gogh one is when he came to the future and he taught when the curator told him what Van Gogh means to him, and like Van Gogh was about to cry, I was like, keep your stuff together, Shinova, keep it together. I was like, it was very emotional because I don't think like a lot of these artists, even people that sing, artists of any kind, even you and I, we never know what kind of impact we have on people. And sadly, most people never know until they are, will never know. They're more celebrated after their death than within their life. Just think about it, all the women that made all these beautiful quilts during the Civil War, and, there's, like, secret quilts that were made for the Underground Railroad so they can use to tell people in advance who's coming, how many people in the army, and what paths they should go. They were never n noticed until they were gone. So the chance that Van Gogh, which we all know, we learned in history that he went crazy, and then we knew why he went crazy in that particular episode, got to know what his art and how it impacted us. And him crying, I couldn't hold my I am trying to hold it together now, okay? I thought that was such a beautiful episode, and whoever wrote that, they deserve all the awards because I would never even thought about making an episode like that. That was a phenomenal episode. Thank you, Lynette. So and this is a great bag, and it comes together fast. Like when I say it comes together fast, it comes together fast. And if this is a bag that you like after you make a couple of them, or you're a template person, Arc Expressions on Etsy. She's my girl. She makes really good templates and she does a fast turnaround. She does templates for Georgia Girl Stitch exclusively in her shop, and the templates are bomb because they give you templates for leather and templates for faux leather or cork or whatever, that anything that's not leather. So you have both. So whether you want to work with leather or work with something else. I generally always pick the leather, and if you want to Georgia Girl Stitch, I'll usually has leather kits in different colors for the cami. So you can just buy the kit and mix and match with stuff what you want. So I think it's really great, and I think it's a good gateway to go into leather, you know? So that's my bag I made. Oh, and then I was so happy because look at the webbing. I bought this from her like a few years ago. What? I was like, yeah, man. So she teaches you how to wrap leather around and do rivets on it. So I had a piece of like suede that was the same color as this, and I used it. And I was like, yeah, man. I was looking for my blue suede, but I guess I was all out. And I was like, this is awesome because it's gonna be a wider strap. And I liked sometimes a wider strap on a little bag because it kind of gives it that Alice in Wonderland confusion that makes it very whimsical. Go for it. So yeah, I really, really like that bag. Hey, Holly. So yeah, if you don't know Georgia Girl Stitches, and I pretty much know you guys all know her stuff. You can buy the pattern out on her website as well as if you wanted a kit. And then Arc Expressions on Etsy is the only person that has her templates. My other favorite bag from her, she has. We did the I think it's a Gabby day trip bag. That is a perfect trip bag for if you're going on a lot of, let's say, retreats or quilt shows and you need a perfect carry-on bag. That bag has everything. Like Georgia, I mean, Joy thought of everything. Like there's a compartment for like even passports and stuff like that. And then the Amber is my favorite backpack. It sells every single time because it looks reminiscent to a Dooney and Burke bag. So it's cool. Thank you. So, yeah, so today, if I can get the computer running, I'm going to do a Gabby. If I can't, then I have this Star Wars Catalina that I want to make. And then I need to cut out my order for the sling. So that way I can get that done too. So I think those are the two that I might be getting done. A Catalina from Ora is one of my trying trues because it is once you cut out one and you have the templates, it comes together super fast and it looks good. And that's probably why I love the tiny kata so much, is that I have sold so many of those so many of those. And if you can find like just a heads up with the tiny kata, if you can find like a medical symbol, like with the red with the white cross and all that, people use it for their EpiPens, their diabetes medicine. And then I also sell them a lot where I put elastic in the inside, and you can use it for your oils, your essential oils. So there's so many things you can do with the tiny kata that I think is amazing. I've had requests for people to put like Lego characters, like kind of make them blocked off so the kid can have like a little Lego kit in the car. That I love the tiny kata because I feel like that pattern is geared to sewists who are trying to sell because you can crank out them so many of them in a day. It's ridiculous how many you can make. Once you get over your fear of curves and binding, you're unstoppable. You're absolutely, and it's such a fast bag to make. So you could put it in a better price point that people are attracted to it. And once they're attracted to it, I guarantee you they're not going to just want to buy one. That's the key to it. And the reason why I know that is being in the tester group, I don't know how many of us are in that tester group. I want to say 30 to 50. And some of us, like only 30 of us, some usually times want to test, and the 20 are like, hey, I'm on vacation or whatever. I don't know what happened when the tiny kata came out. Like everybody in the mom in the testing group did it. So let's say that's 60. So Alexis is like, yeah, cool. No, there was nobody in the group that just made one. Everybody was making like 4 or 5. We were all addicted to making it. And because they come out so freaking fast. That's why you seen the Jack Skellington. I did one with piping. It it comes out so fast and it just looks so good. You can make it a wristlet, you can make it like a sling bag, you can make it a crossbody bag, and it looks good on children, it looks good on adults. That's why I love the tiny kata. Oh, Amber, the Amber is Georgia Girl Stitch, please. The Amber. Oh, the bag. I know that bag. I think I've done every single bag except 1 or 2. There's a Georgia Girl Stitch playlist in my thing, in my thing. You can see if it's in there. I think I've done almost every single bag except 1. 'Cause I'm addicted to her, like, her and same with, like, Country Cow says they're coming out with the pattern. If I could do backflips again, I would, like, it makes me super excited. Like, it's kinda like when Noodlehead comes out with one, it's just that they have this very organic, you know, whatever. Because like I told you, everyone's in this group, like like, um Shannon. Shannon's in my group with Maggie 55, Lavender and Twine, and Aura Rosa. They're in this group where they're going to give you knowledge and you're going to get a bigger pattern with more descriptions. But at the end of it, you feel like, damn, I went to school, I just graduated, and I'm going to and use everything I learned to put on other bags and master this bag. So, like, I don't know. Just if you like Georgia Girl, if you like Noodlehead, if you like Country Cow, I guarantee you're gonna love Georgia Girl Stitch. They're hands down. Her patterns are just amazing, and there's just an organic feel to it. Oh, you said that a backpack. It was, I believe it's the Amber. I don't have my tablet. It's called the Amber, I believe. And just go to Georgia Girl Stitch and just type in. If you go to Georgia Girl Stitch, just go under patterns and you see all of them. And I believe I did the Amber also in my playlist. Thank you. Yeah, it is amber. I'm like, it is the amber. I do that bag a lot. And you know who else falls into my organic thing is is Clume House. I will make the heck out of her bags. Her roll top bag is my favorite bag to make. I charge an arm and a leg for it. Man, if you like all these pattern people and you're like, I got all of them, go to Clume House next. She's all about wax canvas and leather. And you don't really sew the leather. It's more, like tubular rivets and stuff like that. But I promise you, it's like the same kind of ebb and flow, and it's cool. I know. Oh my God, I love me some Clue Mouse. I'm going to meet her one day. Something really sweet happened. She was in the same state as Lynette, and Lynette got her to sign one of like her patterns, and I have that in my book stash of signatures. And I'm like, I'm still on cloud nine about that. I'm going to meet her one day. Like I have all of her patterns, and she's just truly talented. Yeah, Clume. If you have all of Georgia Girl Stitches and like everyone else I mentioned, try Clume House next. They're not polarized as much on Facebook because I don't feel like Georgia Girl Stitch is really polarized on Facebook. She's more Instagram. Um and Clume House is more just her site. And then I don't even know. I think I ran into her from shopping at Stone Mountain Girl in California because they carry fashion fabrics. Like you could buy fabrics from Dior or Chanel, Michael Kors, high-end name brands. And I like to scroll through Notions to see if there's something that might intrigue me. And I accidentally hit patterns, and they had a few bag patterns, and one of them was from Plume House, and that got my attention. And it was during the you can't say it on internet. So the CV, it was during the CV, and that's when I found her, and I was absolutely obsessed with her. I didn't put you on a timeout, Deshawn. Yeah, you learn a lot from her, and tubular rivets are amazing. If you wanna learn more about tubular rivets versus, regular rivets because 'cause they're super strong, definitely go to Clume House. She has, like, videos and everything, and, you could do them manually, and some dye companies, some companies with, presses offer tubular rivet presses too. It's a rivet, but it has a hollow, tube, and then you press it or you hammer it down, and it mushrooms around, and it's, like, super secure. Like, I don't even know how you can get that off if you mess it up. So, that's it, people. I am going to down my water and go eat, like, one of these egg bacon quiche things 'cause I have to get my protein in and then work. That's what I do best. And I will talk to you guys all later. I hope everyone has a fantastic day.